What's going on, guys? Round8 Games here, more Lies of P. Last episode we defeated our first sort of major boss, and now we're going to move into the hotel that we've been working our way towards. Really cool boss battle last episode rather. But yeah, this is just basically telling you about your equipment slots. So you have two well, they call them belts. So on our top belt we have our healing items and fable items, and then on our bottom belt we have our weapon repair tool and our lantern. But you also have additional slots. So if you hold the A button or X button on PlayStation, it brings up another quick select menu, which is quite handy. It is a little bit annoying having to switch between the different belts rather than just being able to like use which item you want and cycle to it. It does make things a little bit complicated.
One thing I should mention.
Then they need to.
The hotel's security excludes puppets like you. So you'll have to lie to get inside. You're a special puppet after all.
If you notice in the loading screens as well, the sort of loading bar icon is Pinocchio's nose growing from obviously telling a lie. But if you notice in a second when we enter the door and lie to get in, there's like a red aura around us, so that does make me feel that there's going to be some sort of morality system and maybe even alternate endings, almost like how it works in the Metro series. And yeah, depending on some sort of like karma level, determine the ending that you get. But if you notice there, we did pick up an upgrade material, so that's a bit like Titanite in the Dark Souls games.
Welcome to the sanctuary of the Grand Covenant. Prove your identity. Who are you?
So here we have a limited amount of time to select a dialogue option.
Grand Covenant's fourth law. A puppet cannot lie. Welcome to Hotel Krat.
So there's the red aura, and it says your springs are reacting and you sort of grip your chest. So that does make me think there's going to be some sort of morality system throughout the game. Be interesting to see what they do with it. And also the fact there's a lot of emphasis on lying and not telling the truth as well makes me think there's a morality system.
I'm so happy to see you. I am Sophia. I've been waiting for you. Searched all over the city of Krat to find you. You must have questions. Geppetto will have answers, but we have to find him first. He was last seen on Elysian Boulevard. All of Krat is dangerous for humans, and that neighborhood is one of the scariest. Please find Geppetto on Elysian Boulevard. I'll explain more once you find him. Wait, take this pocket watch. Krat is a labyrinth of peril right now. This watch will guide you to a safe place. Be careful, clever one.
So that pocket watch basically acts like a homeward bone.
Look at Gemini.
And
I think he's in shock.
yeah, it returns you to the hotel.
She is fine.
That's proof you're broken. The real Gemini isn't so calm. I'm no inventor, but perhaps I can fix him. Or perhaps he'll fix himself in time. I'll use my power to help you.
So seeing as we got quite a lot of souls to level up from defeating that boss, we'll go and spend some of those now. And we'll have a quick run around the hotel. I'll just show off some of the things I found here. So there's another note here. Little bit of world building, pretty cool. Then you can talk to the hotel owner.
Unexpected guests are welcome. We don't insist on reservations. I am Antonia, and this is my hotel. Welcome. Oh, I knew from the moment we met that you're Geppetto's puppet. He might have a few loose screws, but Geppetto's skills are undiminished. It's a shame. He took off for Elysian Boulevard, and he never came back. If it doesn't turn up soon, we'll have to make a new coffin. Oh, I forgot. I was keeping this for him. It comes with a long story. But I think it's better off with you. Please find that old man. And do take care of yourself out there.
So we unlocked a costume, which seems to be purely aesthetic and doesn't change any stats. I will switch over to the other one just to show it off. I haven't seen anything else really this side of the hotel. So there's this bartender guy type or foreman here you can talk to. There's this record player, and there's collectible records that you can find throughout the game, and I've only found one in the demo so far, and you can come over here and play them. Here's a stargazer, so you can use this to teleport to other stargazers that you found. Obviously Sophia to level up. And out here you can draw your weapon, and there's a boxing puppet to practice dodging and perfect blocking. And there's just another target dummy here to do a bit of weapon testing. And over here is your
about you from Geppetto, but to see you in person.
sort of blacksmith.
Wow. You should take this. Geppetto left it with me.
And obviously you come over here to upgrade your equipment. So that's given us a new arm weapon. So I didn't mean to skip that. But yeah, you can come into this menu and, oh no, sorry, you have to do it at a stargazer. But yeah, you can change it over, and this, the one that we've got is basically like a sort of grappling hook. But it's not really used for traversal, at least it hasn't been yet. It's only really used for attacking enemies. But if we come out here, and we'll make our way to find Geppetto, the guy that invented us in the sort of classic Pinocchio tale.
Let's be more careful. The Black Rabbit Brotherhood. I hate these guys. But don't be alarmed. My name is Gemini. We'll talk later, when we're safe.
So you can see Gemini sort of prepared himself. And yeah, he sounds a little bit better now. Here's another Stargazer. So it's nice they give you a resting place right at the start of this level. So we can change our arm. So here's our sort of grappling hook that we've got. And if you change menu, you can see it seems to have some sort of upgrade levels, but I haven't found a way to access upgrading it in the demo. But you can change over back to our other arm, which was basically just a hard-hitting punch. But it will stay with the puppet string for now, just to show it off. You can talk to Gemini at any point, really. But we'll worry about that if we cover the game when it comes out. You can see that they like having enemies on the floor pretending to be dead. So throwing cells are basically like Molotov cocktails that do electricity damage. They look pretty cool, so I'll show those off really quickly. Not quite sure how a lot of the status effects work in this game.
Boulevard was a regular rich people row. You wanted fancy boutiques and shops. No place better. But that was long ago, before the puppet frenzy.
But yeah, I assume from reading the descriptions of these that and the fact they have damage scaling, that, you know, obviously certain enemies have certain weaknesses to different damage types. But we only really see robot enemies in the demo, so I don't know if there'll be more sort of organic targets. That different damage types will be more damaging too. But this is what I was talking about earlier. So you can see that this is a shortcut door, but we can't access this side of it. And you get a little electric shock, but it doesn't do any damage. So we obviously have to go around and open it from the other side. Sort of messed up our blocks there, but we still didn't take too much damage. It's nice that the chests have a good glow about them. They're quite easy to see. And here we got another defense part. So if you compare it to the one that we're using, you can see it is even more heavier. But also has a bit more defense, so we may as well equip it because we are within our lightweight sort of limit to have a lightweight build. So even though there's quite a lot of shortcuts, the levels are quite linear. Well, obviously they've got a little bit of verticality. So they're not, yeah, they're quite simple, but they're not boring by any means. So you can see the star fragment that we just picked up. That's a material that's used for summoning phantoms, which are basically a co-op partner for boss fights. The main sort of boss fights. I don't know if it's every boss fight. But here's a shortcut back to the start of the level. The first stargazer's just down there. And here we'll come across a slightly bigger enemy. See if I can show off quite a cool mechanic with this enemy. Trying to get some perfect blocks on him. Seems to be doing a lot more damage than I was planning. So I didn't mean to die there, but yeah, if you get perfect blocks on an enemy, you can actually end up breaking their weapon. And it means that when they attack you with it, it won't do as much damage, which is quite cool. And also, it affects its hitbox, so it won't have as much reach. But we'll take the shortcut up, and I'll meet you back at, and hopefully destroy that enemy. So I made our way back up here. And something to note, a lot of the larger enemies, if you attack them with your grappling hook, it won't actually pull them towards you. So you can see this guy has got quite a lot of health. The game is much more dependent on blocking, it seems, than dodging, because the dodge doesn't seem to have... It doesn't travel very far, and it doesn't seem to have many iframes. So here's another enemy here that attack you with what seems to be a chimney sweep. They can do like a running attack, similar to the enemies in Dark Souls 3 with the tree spears, which can do a lot of damage, and it knocks you back as well. Stuck in the pickup animation there, so that's why I couldn't block that attack. Yeah, it's good to know that they're a fan of narrow walkways. So the way to carry on the level is up there. So there are some optional areas to explore. Here's a cool slide down animation using the arm like that. And here's our first shortcut. It's the one that I showed off earlier. First gated shortcut, obviously there was the ladder we could open. But yeah, there does seem to be quite a lot of shortcuts, which is nice as well. Good quality of life thing. So instead of running forward, come around here. Be an item. But do be careful because there's a lot of enemies and one of them throws cocktails at you. So yeah, like I said before, I do find the combat does fall apart a little bit when facing multiple enemies. You can't grapple him, by the way. Oh, I didn't think there were falling plunging attacks, but I did not want that to happen. But it seems if you only tried using a light attack when I fell last time when I tried it, but it seems if you press heavy attack, there are actually plunging attacks. And unfortunately we've gone down again. The one thing that I do dislike about the sort of game mechanics is if you're low on health like we were, obviously we almost had a heal recharged, but if you are low on health and you don't get a perfect block, regardless of what you do, you take damage. So sometimes you can sort of lock yourself into failing and dying, which is a bit annoying. But yeah, I'll take the shortcut back and meet you back to where we were. So yeah, we're back here now. One thing that death does point out is the importance of keeping a weapon prepared. But yeah, if you notice that if you get a perfect block, the enemy's weapon glows, and that's sort of a hint at it, the fact that you can break the weapons. I think it also builds up their stagger meter as well. And last time I played the demo, I didn't actually notice this ladder here. It'll be interesting to see what's up there. Not quite sure how I managed to walk past that ladder last time, but it's cool that there's something that's new to me here as well. Oh, so that just brings us out here, which is very near where we just were. So we've got another note here. Again, just a little bit of world building. And I think we unlocked a gesture from that as well. We've got another big enemy here. So we did miss our chance to stagger him there. So thankfully we did get the stagger on him and managed to get our heal back as well. But the perfect block timing for a lot of attacks does seem very precise. So that's probably the main reason which will determine whether or not you click with the game and get on with it and enjoy it. But we did get an amulet, which is basically this game's version of rings. So it increase our health a little bit there, and also gives us a little symbol in the top left. So if we come through here, this is obviously going to be a shortcut further ahead because of the electricity. We're an NPC we can talk
hello! I didn't know anyone was alive out here. I know what you're thinking, but I'm not a burglar. I'm just crashing in an abandoned house for a while. Don't worry, I won't cause any trouble. We survivors need to look out for each other. For your information, I didn't steal this.
So he sells a weapon that's a little bit different, and it actually does shock damage, which is pretty cool. Seems to be useful against certain enemies, obviously mainly robotic enemies. So I'll buy this and have a quick look at it in the menu. So if we switch our menu over, you can see one of the abilities it has increases the electricity attack for a short time, and then we have our other ability is a big smashing attack. So we'll use this weapon for a little bit moving forwards because it's quite cool having a weapon that does non-physical damage. But yeah, that'll wrap this episode up. Hopefully you guys are enjoying the series so far. Thank you for watching, and yeah, next episode we'll move forward through the city a little bit more. I think next episode might actually be our last episode if we do pretty well and manage to make our way through it quite quickly. There are a couple of tough encounters coming up, so it'll be interesting to see how they go. But yeah, like I said, thank you for watching, and I'll catch you guys in the next episode.